Welcome back to Space Marine 2.
More lore.
More lore!
We're gonna read about Chaos,
The
aka
Traitor Legion.
the 1,000th Sons or whatever, right?
1,000 Suns, yeah. Or the 1,000 Suns.
And it also will start us with a quote as soon as this cutscene's done.
Indeed. Huh. Obvious signs of chaos magic. Acadians who aren't traitors. Speaking of the 1,000 Suns. Oof.
Traitors.
Traitors.
Oh.
Chairon!
Get him, Chairon. Damn, Chairon! Chairon don't give a fuck.
Cover him!
Yeah, you guys should get over there. Quick.
Should I wait?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh shit, I don't have a good distance weapon.
Pull your pistol.
Take a defensive position! We will cover! Chairon! He's risking the
Melta!
fields covering the exit.
Oh hey.
They seem impervious to our weapons.
Yep. Satisfying.
Impervious, okay.
Yeah. Real impervious.
The quote.
Oh.
The minds of gods are not for mortals to know or to judge, except that Zinch.
Zinch.
Zinch, T-Z-E-E-N-T-Z.
I believe it's Zinch.
We'll
Yes.
say Zinch. Except that Zinch has a place for all of us in his grand scheme, and be happy with the part that you have to play. That was a proclamation of Magnus the Red.
Huh.
And he is the Primarch of this.
Interesting. What's the, well, whatever. I'm not going to ask you to look it up right this hot
What do you
second. The Primarch of the Ultramarines. I can't ever remember his name.
Hold on.
I kind of want to know, though. I want to know whose name I should be slaughtering these fools in the name of. Are you shooting at them?
It is Robut Gulliman.
Huh. Reboot Gulliman.
R-O-B-O-U-T-E. And Gulliman is G-U-I-L-L-I-M-A-N.
Maybe Guileman?
Could be Gulliman. All right, here you go. The 1,000 Sons are one of the traitor legions of Chaos Space Marines who are sworn solely to the service of Zinch, the Chaos God.
Interesting.
Of change, intrigue, and sorcery, though they were once the Imperium of man's 15th Legion of Space Marines.
The mark of the arch enemy.
Huh.
Destroy it.
Okay. Interesting. So this is actually, Titus has had some experience with this.
Destroy that vile structure.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Oh, notice the eyeball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Artifact destroyed. Look, the force fields are collapsing.
Nice.
Chairon, move through the exit.
A las fusel?
Sniper.
Yourself.
I will not rest until every last vile heretic lies dead at my feet.
Huh. Here's the thing. I feel like he's let his anger overcome his
it's
sense.
consumed him.
Yeah.
Okay, where were we at?
I don't remember.
The main feature that distinguishes the 1,000 Sons from other traitor legions is the sheer number of psyche mutations that have always existed amongst the Space Marines in this legion.
Yeah.
Damn you.
Every current member of the legion possesses psychic abilities, and they prefer to use chaos sorcerers and guile in combat. Or is that G-U-I-L-E? Is that
Guile.
Guile. Relying
Because
on
they're sneaky and stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
So
I
like
can see
if
that.
you, I don't know if you noticed when you were fighting them, but they kind of like go invis.
They would phase,
Yeah,
for sure.
and they're definitely fighting with chaos demons, like by their side.
And they rely on their psychic powers and sorceress knowledge to earn them victory. As a result of an ancient spell known as the Rubric of Ahriman, that was cast soon after the 1,000 Sons fell from their home world of Prospero during the early days of the Horus Heresy. Every thousand sons Astartes that lacked psychic powers had his soul fused directly into his power armor.
Oh, that's why they don't. That's why they only come apart when you kill them.
Yeah.
Because a bunch of them.
They don't have actual bodies.
Right.
The Thousand Sons have become living embodiments of sorcery,
Let us protect our brother.
animated by the power of chaos and the will of the Lord of Change.
Huh.
The Thousand Sons are the scions of the Primarch Magnus the Red, the copper-skinned Cyclops whose thirst for knowledge in all its forms led ultimately to the damnation and an eternity of servitude to the Tzeentch, the chaos god known as the Changer of Ways.
I just took out like 3 dudes with 6 shots. It was rather nice.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. The sniper rifle is quite effective once you can get some distance.
When the Primarchs were scattered, it is pretty dope.
Yeah.
When the Primarchs were scattered throughout the galaxy, Magnus found himself coming to rest upon the distant, isolated colony world known as Prospero. It was perhaps fortunate that being that many other human societies would have denounced as a mutant came to such a place. Prospero.
Oh, okay. So you know what they're talking about right there? So that's when the Emperor created the Primarchs. They were like stolen by the Lords of Chaos, and then they were put in like scattered across the galaxy or whatever. So so it's talking about when Magnus, like when he came to rest on this planet, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here it says right here, Prospero's only inhabitants were a population of outcast scholars and mystics who had long since fled the galaxy at large to establish a refuge where they could practice the arts of the Psyker.
Interesting.
Raised by such scholars, Magnus learned and mastered every one of their arts, soon surpassing them in every regard.
Wow.
The Primarch turned from pupil to master, his fearsomely powerful mind able to manipulate the raw power of the warp in ways no others could.
Makes sense.
By the time the Emperor located his long-lost son, Magnus was privy to every secret the libraries of Prospero could offer, yet he yearned to learn more, and in his sire found the only being with more psychic potential than he.
Yeah.
Accepting the command of the Space Marine Legion, created using his own gene stock, Magnus took the place of the Great Crusade and utilized his puissant skills for the good of all mankind.
No traitors remain.
And then...
But all was not well for the state of affairs.
wait.
Sergeant, check the perimeter. Yes, brother.
Punch him.
Explain yourself.
Need I justify my hatred?
You need justify your recklessness.
The traitors have a debt to me.
And you would throw away your life to collect?
Death is my duty.
Wow.
Your duty is to the Emperor. You will die when and where he so chooses, not over some personal vendetta.
Wow.
Do you understand?
Eh?
Lieutenant, you should see this.
It's not wrong either, though.
Yeah. I think that's a Tzeentch. Tzeentch is into birds.
Blues must be in there. They're using some kind of shield.
The altars. Same ones we encountered earlier. They must generate the shield.
Awesome.
Destroy them. Then purge these abominations from the face of this world.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, obviously. Okay, let's see.
The traitors' motives are unmasked. Seems. Doubts they wish to stop Aurora. You will soon learn that when dealing with heretics, nothing is as it seems.
Yeah. Yeah. Bolt carbine, melta rifle. I don't want the close range, though. I think I'm just going to go bolt carbine.
Yeah.
It's essentially an SMG, I think.
Yeah, it should be good for close range. You like that?
Yeah.
Let's see. So,
Oh, hey. Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
They cried out my name, but I stayed hidden. My position, my rank, my life is worth more than theirs. I am of the Adeptus Administratum. I am of the Departamento Exector. I pay for the war. I am instrumental. I pass on the tithes. I open the purse that keeps our defense guns charged. Oh, they told the cultists where I'm hiding.
All right. Hello.
Continuing on.
Yep.
For the Imperium of Man had been envisaged.
Envisaged.
Okay. As an end to the superstitions that had benighted the isolated worlds of mankind for so many long millennia, the worship of deities and fallacious spiritual doctrines was denounced by the Emperor's iterators, who preached a new age of reason fueled by the potential of humanity itself and the doctrines of imperial truth. Sorcery had no place in such a society, yet was not the Emperor the greatest of all psychers?
Yeah, that's really ironical.
Of course. A great debate raised in the upper echelons of the nascent Imperium, driven by the need to explain and harness the phenomenon of psychic power.
The Mechanicus must be stopped. Why? The artifact we saw in those classified files may be of Chaos origin.
Why wasn't it destroyed?
It is immensely powerful. They believe they can control it.
And you're just gonna hand it over to lose? Let it continue!
These are my orders.
Huh.
Can't really do anything as a grunt.
Yeah? I mean, he's a lieutenant, so he's not quite a grunt, but...
What are they doing?
Field soldier.
Kill them!
Let us tear off their limbs!
I'm about it.
Okay.
Aids of the corpse god and gain the notice of the changer of ways.
Okay.
All right. Wow, you guys are not very tough for fucking Marines.
Another barrier. Sustained by that altar, no doubt.
Yes, no doubt.
Heretics, so we may destroy it. Gladly.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah, no, you're
taking
good.
out weebs.
Driven by the need to explain and harness the phenomenon of psychic power whilst putting an end to sorcery and superstition.
Bullets and sorcery.
Exactly. While still comparatively rare, the number of humans being born with latent psychic powers was increasing.
What the fuck?
Though
Now the altar.
Let me destroy it.
it was nowhere near so prevalent as it is in the late 41st millennium,
The spell is broken.
the phenomenon proved all but
Attempting
impossible.
to breach the door. That is no simple sorcery. Look how twisted the altar has grown. It seems alive.
If it lives, then let us teach it of pain and death.
Wow.
It reeks of the warp. Raise the armor of your contempt and snuff it out.
Look! It shrinks from us!
Then keep close and endure. We must disrupt the spell.
Interesting. So their very presence.
The heretics sent such a meager force to meet us!
Show them the error of their ways.
Wow.
The phenomenon proved all but impossible to explain using the empirical reasoning on which the Imperium was being built, and eventually I'm reading. If it's not a cutscene, I'm just gonna keep
That's
reading.
fine.
Which the Imperium was being built, and eventually a great convocation of the highest ranked and wisest counselors in the Imperium was called.
Gotta call a great convocation.
At this Council of Nicaea,
Yes, enemies can don't be deceived. Okay.
The wretches think they can stop us!
Let us relieve them of their delusions, brother. Hold this ground.
Fuck. Oh my god. The hell is... Okay, you know what? I need that execute. Is what I need.
yeah, get some armor back.
Yeah.
Okay, at this Council of Nicaea, those who denounced the use of psychic powers stated their case. The Emperor himself enthroned in judgment. At length, Magnus became before the council, and gifted as he was of the intellect and charisma of a Primarch, he refuted each of their points. Furthermore, Magnus stated convictingly his belief that no knowledge was in itself forbidden so long as the scholar used it wisely.
I mean, I
Which is
definitely...
also fair. I mean,
I
knowledge
agree
is
with that
power,
part,
but
yeah.
if you use it for the betterment of humanity. Like, what's the problem?
Yeah, I feel like saying there's things that you quote-unquote can't know is
just going to make humans want to know more anyways.
Like, I think it's much better to, like, put that information out there and then determine that people use it correctly.
I agree.
Like, atom bombs, as a for instance, exist. You're not putting that genie back in the bottle.
No, there will be no putting that back in the bottle. The only thing that they can do is agree to never use it.
Or use it in responsible ways to, like, cleaner energy and...
I guess, I mean, but it's still having to use radiation and stuff like that. So unless you
better
can figure
to do
out a
it
way...
out in space.
Well, yeah, or unless you can figure out a way where it's not going to cause so much waste.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the thing, is, like, they don't have any way to safely dispose of nuclear waste.
No, and I don't know if we ever will be able to.
A chaos sorcerer, huh?
Words as hollow as your fallen brother.
Oh,
crap.
I kill this thing.
You at least can still bleed.
Whoa.
Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck?
That's different.
Yeah, it
Okay.
is. Also, I'm out of fucking
Stop getting hit.
bolt caster bullets, and I'm upset about it.
Both parties having made their cases, and the judgment appearing to hang in the balance, the Emperor made his decision, partially influenced by his anger towards Magnus. Magnus's continued use of sorcery to bargain with the entities of the warp, despite the Emperor's repeated warnings to his son of the dangers that lay within the Immaterium.
The Immaterium?
Immaterium.
Immaterium, I think, because it's like immaterial.
Yeah, fair enough.
For Imora's amusement.
The pursuit of psychic powers would be severely limited and strictly controlled,
Yes, yes, yes!
and any incarnation of ritual, superstition, or incantation outlawed entirely.
Wow.
Magnus was furious for the Emperor's pronouncement.
Done. Lieutenant Titus, the Lance of Jove, status report.
We are patched up and on our way.
See you at the objective.
Hey!
The Emperor protects.
So, Magnus was furious for the Emperor's pronouncement severely curtailed his legion's activities and denied them on the use of the roast.
Stand by for extraction.
Affirmative.
It's fucking interesting lore, though, isn't it?
Potent weapons of war. That was the paragraph right there.
In the name of the Emperor, open the doors.
There's the Mechanicus. Well, he looks almost human. Minus the skull floating next to him.
Lose.
I owe you my existence.
Come with us.
To where?
The battle barge.
Compliance, but I must speak with Archmagus Nozick at once.
He's dead.
Dead.
You are to replace him. Lose.
Huh. Interesting. He's still human enough to have emotion.
I just like it. Compliance, but
Yeah. I just love the idea of, like, he walks by, Titus just, like, pats him on the head.
sorry, little man.
Yeah.
Approaching battle barge, docking in 1 minute.
So what's that skull supposed to be?
It's essentially a computer.
Power source. It's dangerous.
I have spent my life studying it. I assure you it's quite safe. In the right hands.
Arrogance.
Arrogance.
Why must the Mechanicus meddle with the unknown?
We follow the will of the Omnisire.
Go ahead.
Titus, report to Captain Akaran immediately on arrival.
Confirmed.
Titus. A Captain Titus was killed on the Forge world of Graia over a century ago.
Whoa.
He died holding the power source in his hands.
Huh.
Not even an Astartes could survive power of that magnitude.
Apparently this one can.
Is he Magnus? Magnus the Red?
No. The Primarchs are as much bigger than the Marines as the Marines are normal humans. Or the Primarchs, excuse me.
Really? So they're just giants among
They're
giants?
huge. Yeah.
Because I assume the Ultramarines are like 10 feet tall.
8. I think 8 or 9.
Still.
And then the Primarchs are bigger than them. 10, 11 feet tall.
Wow, so double Space Marine size.
Yeah, they're huge.
Wow. Do you get to see any?
Wait, no. Sorry. The average human, 5 to 6 feet. The average Space Marine, I think 7 to 8.
Really?
And then the average Primarch, 9 to 10.
Okay, so not too much taller, but definite difference.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
you run into somebody that's taller than a Space Marine, you're like, oh, that's Primarch.
Yeah,
Okay.
you fucking kneel and pray it's not a corrupted, traitor Primarch. Because if it is, you are boned. You are bone zoned.
So
I guess while this is loading, we should probably jump to a new episode.
Yeah.
See you guys next time.
Laters.